Hello and welcome to VOA's Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. Thank you so much for joining us today. On this episode of Red Carpet, we have African artists showing support for the victims of the conflict in Eastern Congo, a surf project empowering women in São Tomé, and Ethiopian American filmmaker Nate Araya's documentary tells stories of successful Black-owned business founders in America. Let's get on with the show. And let's start the show with some highlights of the latest entertainment news from around the world. In some music news, this year's NBA All-Star Game halftime show was a showcase of the rising dominance of Afrobeats music globally as Nigerian superstars Tems, Rema, and Burna Boy took to the stage to deliver a memorable performance. The Afrobeat stars brought their A game to the show, thrilling the audience with their unique sound and infectious energy. In fashion news, Louis Vuitton has named multi-talented singer-songwriter philanthropist Pharrell Williams as creative director of its menswear division, replacing the late Virgil Abloh. Pharrell Williams is a visionary whose creative universes expand from music to art and to fashion, establishing himself as a cultural global icon over the past 20 years, the luxury house said in a statement. Williams will begin the role immediately with his first collection scheduled to be shown during Paris Men's Fashion Week in June. In some film news, actor Idris Elba says he's going to stick to playing tormented detective John Luther, not James Bond. Speaking at the World Government Summit in Dubai, Elba rolled out the possibility of taking over as Ian Fleming's famed British spy. Asked about his upcoming film based on the British series Luther, Elba clearly took himself out of playing 007. Black entrepreneurs face significant challenges when starting and growing businesses. Many have a hard time accessing the resources they need due to what they say is discrimination and sometimes bias. However, some successful business Black entrepreneurs have found ways to overcome these obstacles. The Black Startup Series is a new documentary series about successful Black-owned business founders in America. It is produced by Ethiopian American filmmaker Nate Araya, who is currently screening the series to audiences in colleges around the country. He joined me to talk about the series and the importance of financial literacy in Black communities. Let's take a look.
Well, Jackson, I'm ready to showcase a new film and financial literacy tour called the Black Startup Series. And it's a 3-part documentary series that spotlights startup stories of successful Black-owned business founders. And the goal with this project is to be able to really shed some clarity around entrepreneurship and financial education within our global Black community.
Especially among the Black community.
Absolutely.
How did your work as an entrepreneur inform this project you're working on right now?
Yes, so as a filmmaker and entrepreneur, I've been blessed to have the opportunity to travel the world. So I've been to places like Ethiopia, Senegal, all over the Middle East, and I've seen that there is a surplus of talent within our global Black community, but also a scarce of access to opportunity. So as we all know, access is the cornerstone of power, and I've noticed that talent is universal, but the access to opportunity is not. So now with this documentary, we're providing access to diverse number of stories of representation that we all can see ourselves in.
What are some of the tips that you can give, financial literacy tips to people who have aspirations to be entrepreneurs?
I think one of the first things that I've learned that's helped me within my financial literacy journey was to see my life as a business and to understand that you are the CEO of your life. And the way you manage your life is the way you'll manage your business. So if you understand how to really manage and budget, and I think budget has its own negative connotation within our community because we think it's full of restrictions and self-deprivation, but it's not about self-deprivation, it's about self-awareness. So because at the end of the day, you put your money where your values are. Right? And where your values are is where you're going to go in life. So I think having a budget and looking at where you get your income, where you get your expenses, where you spend your money on, really is very telling of kind of like the relation that you have with finances. So I think creating a budget, having a good mindset about a budget, it doesn't have to be restrictive, it can actually be empowering. Second thing I would say, financial discipline. what good is financial literacy if you don't have financial discipline, right? So financial discipline is important, right? We need to really be disciplined, and if you need
You
help,
can't just keep spending and spending.
you can't keep spending, right? And with that, garner some accountability, you know? Get with people that are around the same level, or a bit ahead of you, so that you can be able to get a network. And we all know that, you know, your network is your net worth. So I think accountability, financial discipline, and creating a budget, understanding that you need to manage your life first before you start managing business, I think that's a huge tip.
What is the first step to being an entrepreneur? Is it having an idea? Is it acquiring the resources to start the business? Is it a self-belief? Where does one gain that confidence to say, let me do this, I want to do this?
Yeah, I've heard long ago, and I was actually reading this in a book, to start a business, it takes more courage than knowledge. To scale a business takes more knowledge than courage. So I think for entrepreneurs, it starts with our creativity. It starts with our entrepreneurial spirit. It starts with us being able to see a need, a void, and being willing to step in within that gap to really super serve our audience. So I think that's the huge step. Having that courage and understanding that you're going to fail, but your altitude of success is actually dependent on your relationship with failure.
In more music news, more than 20 acts from across Africa have shown support for victims of conflict at a music festival in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The artists took to the stage despite rising insecurity in the area. Here is more.
Artists from across Africa took to the stage in violence-hit Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo over the weekend. The Amani Festival, that's the Swahili word for peace, is a show of support for victims of conflict. More than 20 acts from across the continent performed, and that's despite rising insecurity in the region.
Wherever there is a no-go area in Africa, our mission is to be there with you.
Senegalese rap star Didier Awadi said the message of the event was one of peace and reconciliation.
Today, Congo is going through a dark time. We have the duty to be in solidarity, to be there on the side of the people who are being attacked.
The event had been due to take place in Goma, but an offensive by rebels from the M23 group has been drawing closer to the city, which is the capital of North Kivu province. Instead, Amani was moved for the first time since its launch in 2014 to Bukavu. That's the capital of South Kivu province and deemed relatively safer despite the presence of several armed groups. Several artists from Bukavu took part. Singer Rain Sadat performed a Mutuashi dance, also known as the Dance of Freedom.
We as musicians don't have tools to help these mothers who suffer with the war, but we convey our messages through our songs.
The festival ran from Friday to Sunday and was attended by more than 30,000 people.
Fans of South African multiple award-winning rapper Keenan Forbes, known as AKA, bid farewell to the late rap star Friday at a memorial held at the Sandton Convention Center in the Johannesburg suburb. The 35-year-old was shot dead alongside friend and entrepreneur Tebelo Tibbs Motwane outside the restaurant in the southern eastern city of Durban.
Yeah, this is the song that I love him. It says, holding now, holding now, holding now. You're feeling some type of way. Yes. Composure, 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 composure. You know yourself. Yeah. Oh man, we're gonna miss him. He's our Michael Jackson. You know, when he performs, we would like get those like goosebumps, you know?
Yeah.
No others would feel
yeah. No, the energy.
You would feel the energy, like the energy was
the vibe.
Was too much. It was genuine.
He was authentic.
Yeah, you know?
He was just crazy. He represented South Africa very well. He represented Africa very well. He was proud of where he came from, of his people, and whenever he was with us, it was always a blast. Yeah, that's what we loved about him.
Hi, my name is Bongi from Tembisa. I'm here to celebrate AK's life. I'm shattered, I'm really annoyed and I'm pissed. What happened to AK was really bad, but we're here as the Mega to celebrate his life. Long live Super Mega, live long, Doro Mega, Super Mega.
My name is Kabelo Mushala. Yeah, I'm very saddened, you know. It was unexpected. I'm still in disbelief, actually. Yeah, I came here to actually, maybe it would actually sink in, you know. So yeah, that's why I'm here today.
It was very devastating with the news, you know, that we have to come here to, you know, pay our respects to the guy, you know, like we never thought of coming here, you know, like always at shows and stuff like that, but it's very heartbreaking. It's very, very heartbreaking. Right?
My name is Jennifer Meth Puri. How do I feel today? I feel very, very sad. This young man was really my hero. I liked him, the kids liked him. Every morning we play Ziggy Ziggy, that song of his that he made everybody happy about.
Proud Surfers of Africa, SOMA Surf is the name of the project developed by a Portuguese and German group with the objective of training women from the locality of Santana in the South Island of São Tomé. Oscar Medeiros reports for VOA.
The project was founded by Francisca Sequeira. She was a TAP hostess, and she traveled often to São Tomé and noticed that no girl here would surf, but they'd only spend their time doing house chores. They wouldn't have time for leisure or to know each other. And because she was a surfer, she decided to start bringing girls to the beach and teach them how to surf. She noticed the families wouldn't mind and the girls adhered easily, so she created the SOMA Surf. She'd come every other week and give surf classes. 6 months later, we created a program, a therapy program recognized by ISTO, the International Surf Therapy Association.
O nosso programa de surf terapia, que tem 4 áreas de intervenção.
A maior parte delas começam sem.
Most of them start without feeling comfortable in the sea, and surf with the surf therapy we provide helps fight that fear. We start by doing sessions at beaches with no waves so they can adapt to the water. The goal is to learn how to stay calm and respect the sea.
We teach these girls on what is to be a woman, sexual education, women's health. We give them examples of empowering women. We also have psychoeducation, that is the surf and the therapy combined.
They have difficulties in understanding how they feel, in identifying their emotions, sharing their feelings with the other friends, in trusting each other. But with time, with the program dynamics, with surfing, with the psychoeducation classes, we feel things got much better. They now can trust each other, they can share their feelings, and that brings much happiness. I believe there was only one girl in the whole São Tomé who surfed, and now we can say we have 90 girls surfing, and we're in our 3rd edition of our program. It's extraordinary.
And with that, we come to the end of our show today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. For more entertainment news, remember to check us out at voaafrica.com. We are also on Facebook, on Instagram. We are also on YouTube, where you can watch our videos. Do not forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. Until next time, goodbye, everyone.